everyone over here. I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, it's time for the fourth to last round of our second season of F1 2019 career mode. We are at one of my utmost favorite circuits on the calendar. We are at the Mexican Grand Prix. I just quickly had a brain fart and I forgot what the name of the circuit is. So please, don't judge me. Just bear with me. Don't judge, just bear. Guys, heading to the performance chart. We've got Red Bull still leading the way. Now with Racing Point a very, very close second. Myself in third, just edging out Williams there with a few pixels on the performance chart. Then you've got Ferrari right behind Williams in fifth. McLaren on our sixth, who are faster than Mercedes. Mercedes have really fallen off this final part of the season. Renault 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Scuderia Toro Rosso are still in 10th. But guys, let's quit the chit-chat. We've got a very big task ahead of us because last weekend back in Japan was a bad one. So let's head straight to qualifying.
Welcome to qualifying here in Mexico, where the cars will be going out on track very shortly and battling it out to secure pole for tomorrow's Grand Prix. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now and it never gets any easier.
Jumping straight to the end of qualifying, guys, you guys see we get through Q1 quite easily, myself and my teammate Roman Grosjean included, so that was really good news for us. And guys, like I said just before qualifying started, with the previous round in Japan going so worst, it was our worst performance of the season. We came 9th and Max Verstappen banked himself, I think it was his third place, a second or a third place, I can't remember. We still have a very good cushion in the championship, but with 4 rounds to go, anything and everything can still happen. And speak about the devil and you step on his tail. Here is Max Verstappen in that bright red Ferrari right ahead of us, ending off Q2. You guys can see I'm in purple middle sector. A little bit of a bad third sector there. I couldn't get control of the rear of the car. We hug the inside, come across the line, and it is P6 at the end of Q2, so we do get ourselves into Q3. My teammate Roman Grosjean unfortunately does not get himself into Q3, but for Lewis Hamilton is Lewis Hamilton is B3. Damn, I thought Lewis also fell out, but both McLarens are actually in the top 10. Great work from Lance Stroll and Devin Butler there. But guys, like I said, and before the previous round in Japan, our worst
confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Thank you, Jeff. Our worst result was back at round 4 at my... Jeff, please, shush. At my favorite circuit, Azerbaijan in Baku. Baku in Azerbaijan. Oh boy, my English is atrocious today. But in any case, and we came P6, where we fought back from last place on the grid. So that was still a very good Grand Prix. Last weekend in Japan, the car just had no pace. The car felt much better in practice here in Mexico than it did back in Japan. But guys, anything and everything can still happen, especially here at Mexico. If you guys are familiar with the channel and you guys have been subscribed to the channel since the beginning of the channel, you guys will know Mexico either goes really good or really bad, especially when it comes to me. But guys, heading to the end of Q3, let's run around here Mexico. We missed the first 3 corners of well, I missed the first 3 corners, you guys watched it. Now heading into this brilliant, it's a little bit of a stadium section in my opinion. It's a mini stadium section through the very tight left-right chicane into basically it's a that's more than, it's a 2.5 double right hand. Now heading into the brilliant Mexico S's. Guys, these are my favorite S's on the F1 calendar. This, and also I have to say, even though I'm not fond of this COTA, Circuit of the Americas, the S's, they are brilliant, but Mexico's S's are by far my favorite. You really have to manage your throttle control very well as your brakes. You really don't need where to lift, where to brake, where to accelerate, where to go half throttle and all that types of stuff. Heading through the stadium section for the final time in qualifying. We round the final corner, we hug the inside, we come across the line and it's going to be P!
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Stroll, Leclerc and Lucas Faber. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
How is Lance Stroll on pole?
That was a good qualifying performance.
Thank you, Emma. But I ask again, how is Lance Stroll on pole? In a McLaren? Oy vey. Okay, guys, literally anything can happen this weekend, so let's head straight to the Grand Prix. What's holding us up?
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6-mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Why don't we kick off by discussing Kevin Magnussen? They've had to change their gearbox. It's never a good start to a Grand Prix when right off the bat you have to contend with a grid penalty.
Well, at the end of the day, it's always better to take some pain now than parking it up halfway through the Grand Prix. Let's just hope they can put that new gearbox to good use and get the results they're looking for.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Lance Stroll yesterday puts him on pole position, with Lucas Faber alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Gasly, O'Connor, Hamilton, Butler, and Lando Norris. Leclerc, Grosjean, Sergio Perez, and Giovinazzi, Ricciardo, Kvyat, George Russell. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Alexander Albon, Raikkonen, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Excellent job yesterday. We qualified above expectations. Let's go out there and put in a performance.
Guys, I still don't know how Lance Stroll got pole in a McLaren. That must have been an absolutely blisteringly quick lap time. But guys, easy to stop here at Mexico. 2 rounds of softs and then mediums. And yeah, guys, we really... Look, I know I keep hammering on the fact that Japan was such a bad race, but it really was, guys. And if that is the pace for the rest of the season, we've got a problem when it comes to the championship. So, let's go for gold in this Mexican Grand Prix, and all that's left to do is to subscribe if you're new to the channel, don't forget to ring the bell, and jam with me on the formation lap, yeah! Mexican Grand Prix from P7 on the grid thanks to one penalty in front of us. Lukas Weber versus Lance Stroll. It's go, go, go for the Mexican Grand Prix. The lights were so quick I couldn't even say. And it's there's a little bit of a laggy issue there, so guys, so sorry about that. Heading into the first corner, you guys can see Max Verstappen goes around the outside with Sebastian Vettel on this side. There's front wing going there from somebody. That looks like Ferrari front wing, and yes, it is Max Verstappen's front wing. He has got right front wing damage, and now you guys see I'm right behind Lance Stroll as he is battling away with Sebastian Vettel. I dive into the inside, late onto the brakes, heading into the fourth corner. We get the move done as well as Vettel goes into P4. So guys, Lance Stroll has gone from P1 all the way down to P5. That is not what McLaren would have wanted. Jumping back onto the wing POV of Max Verstappen, you guys can see, Lukas Weber just has a nasty lockup and they collide. That has most probably ruined Max's race. But guys, the Flying Dutchman never counts out Maxi Verstappen key. In any case, guys, heading back to my POV for my start, I actually get an initial good launch off of the line, a really good run off of the line. But as you guys see, Lewis Hamilton and that Mercedes just absolutely bolts off the line. I tuck into his slipstream, check my outside to see that there's nobody. I take the esports line, heading into the first corner, go around Valtteri Bottas. I actually run through the front wing of Max Verstappen, the broken front wing. And as you guys see here, there's a little bit of rubbing between myself and Stroll, but that's because he was side by side with Sebastian Vettel, who is now on our inside. I take the car down to overtake mode. We go to the inside, light onto the brakes. There's a little touch there with my right rear tire on Lance Stroll's front wing. I am lucky to get away from that without a puncture, but that is us up into the podium positions, and now right behind our championship rival Max Verstappen. I am sure that he will not be liking to see that black and gold horse now chasing him with front wing damage. And guys, I have to be honest, one thing that really surprised me about the beginning of this race was Lukas Weber's pace. Now I understand Max Verstappen has got front wing damage, but guys, heading into sector 3, he was already more than a second ahead. Already more than a second. You guys see that looks small because it's a very slow speed section here at the track, but Lukas Weber was on a mission like never before. He wants his, I think if he wins, it will be his first F1 victory. I think I was the first one of the three F2 drivers to actually get a victory in Formula 1. But as you guys see here now, this is Sebastian Vettel trying to make a move on me as I'm trying to go after Max Verstappen, but that Ferrari has got blistering straight line speed. I keep my outside line against Vettel. I hug the inside for the next part, and that is Vettel still in P4. But guys, the quicker I get past Max, the better, because I have to try and go chasing after Lukas Weber. The fact, once again, that Max has got damage to his car, it's a chance for me to scoop up all the most possible points possible. And if that means chasing down Lukas Weber, which I don't really think is possible because the racing points are stupidly fast at this stage of the season, it can still happen. So you guys see, heading into the Mexico Aces, we are right behind Max Verstappen, but Max is not giving us an inch. Eventually, we have a little look on Max, but Max still is resisting us in the Haas. And because he is resisted, we are now under pressure from not one, but both Red Bulls in the form of Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly. And guys, I'm going to start to talk a little slower because I can see I'm getting all faster and faster and faster and faster, faster. You guys get the point. Okay. Calm down. Okay, so you guys can see, heading through the final corner, it is actually Max who has now got a little bit ahead, but now DRS has been activated, and now as Vettel has a look on me, he tucked out of the slipstream, and that is now giving his teammate Pierre Gasly the chance to go for a move on him. As you guys know, Gasly has been the faster Red Bull driver of the two of them, as I mount a move around the outside of Max Verstappen in that Ferrari. I have the inside for the second part of the first three corners, and there we go. We are up into P2, and now, thanks to Max Verstappen being the bottleneck, he will hopefully hold up both the Red Bulls so that I can try and build a gap, because guys, the Red Bulls, I'm not gonna lie, even though the racing points, in my opinion, are the fastest cars on the grid, both Red Bulls' pace this entire weekend was immensely quick. So, especially Pierre Gasly. Gasly was driving like an absolute maniac, not being overly aggressive, just driving spectacularly good. So I really knew if Gasly, which he just got past Vettel, got past Max Verstappen, I had a problem, because Gasly just had the pace over everybody else. I do not know how Gasly was not on pole, and I'm still baffled on how Lance Stroll got pole, but when Gasly didn't get pole, I was actually shocked, because he topped every single practice session. I can't remember if he topped Q1 or Q2. I can't actually remember, even though we saw it. But I can distinctively remember he topped every single practice session, and not by little. The smallest margin was when I was in practice 2. I did my quali program. He also did his, but he was 4/10 quicker than me. And that was like the closest gap with one of the practice sessions. So Gasly, as you guys can see, has already caught up to the back of me and dragging his teammate along with him in his slipstream and with DRS. He is now trying to mount a move on me. But guys, now that Max has got a problem, I needed to scoop as much as possible. So we are on ultra defense mode. And you guys see, Lukas Weber has absolutely bolted away. He is not even in the camera shot. He is on a mission. And as you guys see, heading to the end, I think this is lap 8, I dive it into the pit lane. I was the first car to dive it into the pit lane, just because I needed to get an undercut on those 2 Red Bulls. If I wanted to actually try and go after Weber, I needed fresh air and I didn't need to worry about somebody behind me. So I swapped over from going from softs to mediums. I'm now going to do a double soft tire stint to make sure that I can get a gap on Gasly and Vettel, because I'm pretty sure that they're also going to do a 2-stop, but they will most probably go onto the mediums and not the softs. You never know, one of them might try an audacious 1-stop onto the hards. But guys, here at Mexico, if you get clean air with your second stint, really a 1-stop is, well, if you are on a 2-stop and you get clean air with your second stint, it is quicker than the 1-stop. The 1-stop, the hard tires are just absolutely pathetic, and exactly what I said happens. Gasly is onto the mediums, so now I've got the upper hand. I will be quicker. As you guys see, heading past the pit lane, I have absolutely demolished Gasly with an undercut. Look how far behind he is, guys. And even to just push the knife a little bit further into his heart, I've got DRS on the junior Red Bull team, the Toro Rosso team. I think that was Danny Kvyat, who I made an easy move on with his all the soft tires. And guys, here comes the race leader, Lukas Weber. My ex-Formula 2 teammate is now diving it into the pit lane for his Racing Point team. Guys, I wonder if me and Lukas will ever be in the same car again. Well, in the same team, not the same car, in the same team. In the same car would just be a little bit PG. It will not be YouTube appropriate. But in any case, yeah, ooh, guys, Sebastian Vettel is going for a very audacious 1-stop. If you had a keen eye there, you would have seen that he has gone onto the hard tires. So Vettel is going all the way to the end. So he will be a car that I will have to catch after I make my second stop. But I'm not worried about that now, because guys, my second stint, I do not know why, but with these brand spanking new soft tires, my horse was fast. And it was really fast. As you guys see, I catch up to the rear end of Lando Norris and the Williams. I am a little bit aggressive when I cut off his nose there. I didn't want him to come to have another dive up the inside while he was defending, because guys, I was chasing after this man, Lukas Weber, like never before. And he is also going for an audacious 1-stop. So at the end of the race, he will have no tires left, and those already slow tires will be super slow. He is leading the way from myself in P2, PA Gasly's in P3, with Charles Leclerc in P4 for Ferrari. That is not Max Verstappen, that is Charles Leclerc, guys. P5 is Sebastian Vettel, and unfortunately the rest of the top 10 I can't show you because the replay was very glitchy, if I can put it that way. Now you guys can see here, this is actually Charles Leclerc putting Pierre Gasly under pressure, which is exactly what I needed as well. Because guys, Gasly, although he wasn't catching me, even on mediums, he was still maintaining the gap to me. And as soon as Charles Leclerc started battling with him, that gap obviously decreased. So you guys see, I dive it into the pit lane, going now onto my final stint onto the mediums, and this is where I knew I was going to come out miles ahead of Gasly, because he was going for another lap on his mediums and he was stuck behind this man, Charles Leclerc. So Gasly was really being bottlenecked by the Ferrari. So GG's Ferrari, even though I'm in a championship rivalry with your other driver, you guys did me a solid. In any case, guys, now this is Pierre Gasly just the very next lap, as he is going to come in to strap on his second set of soft tires. He went soft to mediums, now going on to softs again, so it's SMS. I went onto a double soft stint and on my final stints on mediums. So now Gasly is going to have a massive upper hand. The track is really rubbered in, so there's tons of grip, and that's where this soft tire is going to be in its element. That is why I originally wanted to end my race on the softs. But guys, to bridge that gap to the Red Bulls, I needed to change my strategy. That is the beauty of F1, the mid-race strategy calls. And as you guys see, Gasly's overcut actually worked. to get him ahead of Charles Leclerc. For some other reason, Ferrari put him on hards. Most probably Charles didn't have any mediums left for the weekend, so that has actually cost Charles a very solid podium chance. As you guys even see in the background, the second racing point of Sergio Perez is also on a charge on his way through the field, but he is also on hard tires. But guys, something terrible happened to Lukas Weber. If you guys quickly watch the steering wheel there, if you haven't watched the steering wheel, rewind the video. He is 4 seconds a lap slower than his personal best. He has got a massive mechanical issue. So guys, it is now myself, Sebastian Vettel, and Pierre Gasly's time to shine. Guys, let me put it to you this way. Because of Lukas Weber's problem, Vettel started catching Weber. But I was so quick, I was catching Vettel on my fresh mediums. But Gasly was on softs catching me. So guys, from first to fourth, basically when it comes to who was the quickest, you can swap the order around. As you guys see, heading to the final, it's about 8 laps of the Grand Prix. No, not even, about 5 laps of the Grand Prix. Lukas Weber has been caught by Sebastian Vettel. And guys, you guys know how badly Vettel needs a race win. He hasn't gotten a race win this season. The defending champion of Season 1 has not yet had a victory in Season 2 of our F1 2019 career. And that is Sebastian Vettel up into the lead. And now, myself and Pierre Gasly are being held up by Lukas Weber. Guys, he must have had a massive issue because he was not just a little slow. Look how much I close up on him in the corners. But as you guys see, I just went for a very audacious move, and that is us past Lukas Weber, as well as Pierre Gasly goes around the outside of Lukas just like we did. That's a beautiful move. So in a question of a sector and a half, Lukas Weber went from first all the way down to P4, and guys, we have just robbed Lukas Weber of a very famous Mexican Grand Prix win. I actually feel for the guy, but when it comes to my championship comes first. So this actually, even though it sounds really rude, was music to my ears. As you guys see now, Pierre Gasly has caught up to me, and guys, he has turned that Red Bull all the way up into 11. There's nothing I can do, and he's also on the more grippy tires. He takes P2 right from under my nose. Blah! No, because I was still faster than Vettel. But now, guys, if Gasly makes a move on Vettel like he did on me, my chances of winning the Mexican Grand Prix, one of my actual biggest goals for an F1 game, is up in smoke. But guys, look, I don't care where I'm now. If I finish on the podium with Max Verstappen most probably not even being inside the points, this is still good. But damn it, I want to win here around Mexico. But I think that it might as well have to wait till Season 3. But maybe not. Maybe not. You guys see, Gasly is being bottlenecked by Vettel here. As we come through the final corner, all 3 different tire compounds are represented by these 3 cars. But as you guys see now, Gasly has got the grip, he's got the DRS, he's got the ERS, and he is just going to blast past Sebastian Vettel just like he did with me. But Vettel is not giving an inch. Vettel wants this race victory. And as you guys see, I've also got DRS. I take the esports line. Gasly has a lockup heading into the first corner, but there is absolutely nothing that Sebastian Vettel can do. And that is Pierre Gasly taking the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. And as you guys see, I think this is lap 20. I'm not even sure, guys. The steering wheel on my screen is way too small to see. Oh, I can see at the top left. It's actually lap 34. Okay, we've got 3 laps to go. As you guys see, this is me going for a move on Sebastian Vettel to get myself up into P2. But guys, look at the gap that Gasly has already built in 1 lap. There is no way I'm going to match Gasly. He is just... Thank you, Jeff. He is just way too fast. He's even got fastest lap. So he's going to get the full 26 points. And guys, as we start the final lap of the Grand Prix, obviously my mediums, I pushed them like crazy. They were a little bit on the edge. So the final few laps, I did back off a bit. And Vettel did not. So this is me and Sebastian Vettel fighting for P2. They want a Red Bull 1-2, but I just say, just 1 Red Bull on the top of the podium is enough. So I keep my horse on P2, but Vettel is still right behind me, tucked up right underneath my gearbox. He jolts to the left-hand side, to the inside for T4. I hang around the outside. I still got the grip advantage. I'm on the inside for the next spot, and I give Vettel a little bit of a squeeze there. And guys, that has basically been that. There's nothing that Vettel can do now unless I make an absolutely terrible mistake. But guys, this man, Pierre Gasly, has driven an absolutely awesome race. Guys, unfortunately, the homeboy Sergio Perez, the second Racing Point car, retired literally on the second to last lap. So it's been a terrible weekend for Racing Point. Both cars had problems. One car is DNFing. The other car has lost a win and gone all the way down to P4. But guys, Pierre Gasly is going to come around the final corner to win the Mexican Grand Prix. And as we go through the stadium section for the final time this weekend here in Mexico, we're around the final corner. And even though I wanted the win, this is still a solid result. It's P2 here in Mexico!
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. O'Connor increases their championship lead. Some amazing talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, I certainly didn't have any complaints with Kevin Magnussen's performance today. Incredible driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Guys, unlike last weekend in Japan, I can finally say again, what a Grand Prix here in Mexico. Oh, guys, look, like I said, I would have loved the win, but thanks to the absolutely terrible result that Max Verstappen had, this now gives us the cushion heading into the final 3 rounds of the championship, just like we need. If we've got a good result heading into, at America, we can seal the championship in Brazil. I almost said Abu Dhabi. In Brazil, and then Abu Dhabi can just be a final hurrah for Haas, because you guys know my rule. If I win a championship with a team, I say goodbye and I move on to the next team. So stuff's looking good for us now. Oh, why did I pause there? Oopsie.
Fantastic podium. Well done. Keep pushing like this for the rest of the season.
There's only 3 races to go, so that's the only thing I can do, Emma. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Guys, that has been this video. Please, if you're new to the Turbo Fox Racers family, please go down below, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ding the bell to never miss a future episode. If you've liked what you've seen today, guys, please don't hesitate to drop a like on the video. I would really appreciate that. And guys, finally, if you've really loved what you've seen today, please share this video. I don't care, on TikTok, freaking I don't know, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Go crazy, share this video, because guys, you guys are the guys that's gonna make the family grow. I can only do so much, but so please share. You guys are awesome people. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Thank you for watching an excellent Grand Prix, and I'll see you guys next time at COTA. Cheers!